All right, so good morning. And let's go ahead and get started like we usually do. So you want to make sure you have a chair, maybe even a little blanket underneath or behind the chair to just give you a little padding. And like we do every class, you want to find that grounding sensation. So really pressing your feet into the floor, connecting with your sit bones on the chair, and then really creating a little bit of length. So sitting really tall through your spine, as though you're being pulled up from the crown of your head. So just even right here, you're creating some good space. And you can go ahead and keep that space while leaning on the back of your chair as we just slowly warm up and center ourselves before we get started with the practice. So I invite you to close your eyes, resting your hands gently in your lap, keeping your collarbones wide and keeping your chest lifted, maybe bringing a little gentle bow with your chin, maybe bringing your chin a little bit down towards your chest, and just connecting with your breath here right now. Noticing your breath today. Every time we get together, it might feel a little different. If you can, if you're not suffering from any congestion, closing your mouth and inhaling and exhaling through your nose. And not really changing your breath, but just simply noticing where it's falling, where your breath is starting in your body. Where are your exhales ending in your body? Feeling maybe the coolness of the air as it enters in through your nostrils. And as it exits, noticing maybe a warmer sensation as the air exits. And before we go any further, let's just do a little body scan, starting with the crown of your head. And just relaxing that space, your forehead, that space where we have a tendency to crunch up and hold tension. Really just visualize that tension melting away from your forehead. Bringing your breath to your jaw area and really relaxing that space in between your jaw. Working your way down to your neck and your shoulder region, a big area where of course we know we hold on to so much tension, and taking a moment to really walk your shoulders down towards your hip area. And just that simple feeling of noticing a little stretch in your neck when you walk your shoulders away. Bringing your breath awareness to that region, and with each exhale, maybe melting away a little stress. Letting go of something that doesn't serve you any longer. Nice thought for the new year. Letting go of what didn't serve you in last year, and welcoming this year with things that do serve you. Letting go of the past, letting go of what you might have been holding on to that might be making you feel heavy. And making your way down to your belly region and pausing here. Changing our breath now so that when we start our breath, we're starting our breath from the pit of our belly and expanding our whole entire chest as we take one big inhale in and one slow, long exhale out. And let's do that a few more times with that belly breathing. Inhale, visualizing your lungs, filling up the bottom of your lungs, the side of your lungs, the back of your lungs, all the way to the top of your lungs, and then releasing slowly for that exhale. 2 more times. One big inhale in, feeling that expansion all the way up through your chest. And one slow, steady exhale, letting something go. One last big breath like this in. And one last steady release. Now working your way to your sit bones and your hip area, and just simply noticing any tension that you might be feeling there, any tightness that you might be feeling, and honoring that. So if there's something that might be feeling a little tweaky, making sure that you're keeping your movements a little bit smaller in that area today. Always honoring your body, making sure that this practice is your practice, doing what feels best for you. Making your way down to your knees, and just simply noticing how they might be feeling today. And then bringing the breath awareness all the way down to your ankles and toes. And let's take one last inhale, starting from the bottom of our feet all the way up to the crown of our head. Just visualizing that breath moving through your body. And then exhaling from the crown of your head, visualizing that energy moving down to the soles of your feet. And at the bottom of that exhale, opening up your eyes. Great. So we'll go ahead and get started by moving forward in your chair. So now you're sitting with integrity. Your spine is tall and it's holding itself up nicely, and your feet are grounded, pressing into the floor. And we'll just start by opening up a little bit through our neck. So taking a breath in, and then exhale over towards the left. Inhale, slowly moving all the way over to the right. Exhaling as you slowly keep that chin parallel, moving all the way over to the left. One more time, over to the right. Dropping that chin down and just rolling very slowly across your chest, creating like a half moon. And then bringing it over towards that left shoulder, keeping the chin down, just bringing your gaze past that shoulder, and then dropping the chin a little bit more down, if it feels okay, and rolling across your chest. Making this movement as slow as you can go. And really tuning into where you're feeling it. Taking a breath here over this right shoulder, dropping the chin down, and moving slowly. Feeling this in the back of your neck. One last time, looking past that left shoulder. And one last time, rolling nice and slow as you can go, over towards the right. And then bring your head to neutral. Inhale, chin up towards the ceiling, feeling that stretch in your throat area. And exhale, chin down towards your lifted chest. And we'll do that a few more times. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, slowly lowering down, making your movement last as long as your breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. One last time up. And one last time, slowly releasing down. And then return to neutral. So from here, let's go ahead and let both hands hang heavy. Really feeling that stretch naturally just by our shoulders falling closer to our hips. Now slowly lower your ear down towards your left shoulder. And just pausing here for a moment. Take your right hand out just a little bit. Now, if this is enough of a stretch, stay here. Otherwise, take that left hand and just lightly press it on the top of your head. Staying here for a moment to really allow this side to stretch out. Making sure to keep both sit bones equally grounded and both feet equally pressed into the floor. One more breath here. And then slowly release that hand down. Take your ear over towards your right. Bring that left hand out just a little bit, noticing how it changes the stretch just a little bit. Take that hand, your right hand, and lightly press it on top of your head. If you'd like to, you don't have to. Connecting with that breath, especially when we're not moving. You want to really tune into that breath when we're holding a pose, making those nice long inhales and exhales. One more breath in. And exhale, release, bringing your head back to neutral. Inhale, shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, bring those shoulders back. Feeling that pinch in between your shoulder blades, and then keeping that pinch and see if you can slowly release your shoulders down. Inhale, up towards your ears. Exhale, back behind you, and slowly release down. 2 more times. Up towards your ear, one big breath in. Exhale, feeling that pinch, slowly releasing down. One last time, up. Exhaling back and releasing down. Nice. Opening up a little bit more, bringing your finger pads towards the back of your head. Inhale, elbows all the way back. Really think about opening up wide through your collarbones. Just the simple movement is undoing how we usually sit all day, reaching forward, crunching forward. So just pausing here, breathing here, and exhale, taking your elbows towards each other, feeling your shoulder blades separate in your back. Inhale, opening up nice and wide. Exhale, releasing elbows. They can touch or they can just come towards each other, whatever way works best for you. 2 more times, opening up nice and wide. And exhale, release. All this good space you're creating. Inhale, one last time, nice and wide. And one last time towards each other. And go ahead and release your hands down into your lap. Inhale, right hand up towards the ceiling. And then exhale over towards your left side. So you're keeping that right sit bone grounded, but you're reaching through your right fingertips. And your other hand is just hanging heavy. So we're creating a nice lateral bend, feeling your ribs separate on the side and creating a little bit of space. Making sure to keep your chest lifted. We're not going down towards the floor. We're staying lifted through our chest, reaching through those fingertips. One more breath here, and then slowly lower that side. Inhale, left hand forward and up, and then exhale over towards your right. Once again, keeping that left sit bone grounded, reaching through those left fingertips, keeping your chest lifted, and just noticing where you're feeling this, what sensations are taking place on your side body. Maybe even bringing your breath awareness to this spot. One more breath here, and then slowly release this side as well. And we'll do this with our breath now. So inhale, right hand up and over. Inhale down. Let's see, inhale, left hand up, exhaling over. Inhaling up, exhaling down. 2 more times. Inhaling right hand up, exhaling over towards your left. Inhale, rising and reaching, and exhale, release. One last time on this side. Inhale, left hand up, exhaling over to your right. Inhale up, and exhale, releasing down. Nicely done. From here, bringing our hands to prayer center. Sitting up nice and tall. Take a breath in, and on your exhale, clasp your hands and push your palms away from you, creating a little bit of rounding in your back as you push away. Inhale, hands up towards the ceiling. Exhale, rounding hands down in front of you. Inhale, taking your palms towards your chest and bringing them to your heart. And coming back to prayer. We'll do that a few more times. Inhale nice and deeply. Exhale, clasping your hands, pushing your palms away, feeling that separation in between your shoulders, shoulder blades. Inhale, reaching and growing tall. Exhale, rounding the back a little bit while you push your palms away. And inhale, taking all that goodness into your heart. And then come back to prayer. One more time. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling, clasping your hands, pushing them away from you. Inhaling up towards the ceiling, growing tall. Exhale, rounding forward, bringing your hands away. Turning your palms towards you. Inhale, bringing all of that to your heart. And then release. Moving on to cat and cow. Hands can come to your knees. And we're gonna pause a little bit before we do it with our breath. So keeping that spine straight, hinging forward in your hip area. So spine is straight. There's almost like a little arch through your back, if that feels okay. Collarbones are open nice and wide. Taking a breath in here, and then slowly exhale, belly coming towards the back of your chair, allowing your back to round, so you're creating this nice C curve, feeling that space in between your vertebrae. And now we'll do it with our breath. So let's inhale as we come forward. And exhale, slowly rounding back, bringing your belly in towards your spine as you come back. Inhale forward, collarbones wide. Exhaling, rounding through your spine. 2 more times. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, rounding. Chin towards chest. One last time, coming forward. Maybe your gaze coming up towards the ceiling just a little bit. And then rounding, gaze coming in towards your chest. And then finding a little neutral position through your spine. Nice. So because we might have been eating some different types of food over the break, we're going to work a little bit on twisting today too. It's supposed to be really good for our digestive system. So we'll start out simple, bringing our hands to prayer position. Taking a breath in, and then slowly bringing yourself over towards your left. So your prayer hands are coming to your left, feeling a little twist. And then inhale back to center. Exhale over towards your right, just a little twist, and bring back to center. One more time, over towards your left. Exhaling center. One last time over towards your right, and then coming back to center. So from here, making the movements a little bit bigger, we're going to go ahead and come to our genie arms. So you're clasping opposite elbows. Taking a breath in, and then slowly exhaling over towards your left. Noticing the twist getting a little bit deeper with this movement. Exhaling back to center. Inhaling over towards your right. Exhaling back to center. One more time over towards your left. Bringing it back to center. And one last time over towards your right. And then center. From here, opening up all the way. So let's take a breath, bringing those arms back behind you, opening up wide. And then slowly exhaling over towards your left, keeping your arms open. Inhale back to center, lifting that heart up towards the ceiling. And then exhale over towards your right. Inhale back center. Exhale over towards your left. Reaching through your fingertips. Inhale center. And one last time, exhaling over towards your right. And then make your way back to center. Release your arms down. That can create a little bit of tension. So moving on to our lower part, let's go ahead and take that left foot all the way out. So the heel is down, your toes are really flexed. So you're thinking about bringing those toes as close to your shin as you can. Spine is tall, and we're just gonna hinge from our hips forward, keeping that spine tall. And this might be enough right here. You might be feeling enough of a stretch from your hamstring all the way down to your calf muscles, but if you'd like a little bit more, you can go ahead and rest your forearm on your thigh. And if that's not enough, you can walk all the way down. Walk your fingertips down your leg, keeping that spine straight wherever you are. Holding this for just another breath or two to really allow these back muscles in your leg to open up. One more breath here. And slowly use your fingers to walk yourself all the way up and go ahead and bring that foot to meet your other foot and then cross it over your thigh. So if this is too much to bring your ankle on top of your thigh, you can cross at your ankle. So depending on where you're at. So, assuming that you guys are here, because I can't really see, but if you're not, you're down crossing at your ankles. Keep that foot flexed. So you're flexing the left foot to help protect with your knee. And once again, we're going to hinge from our hips, coming forward, spine straight. Finding that spot where you're feeling that stretch in your outer hip region, your IT band. And wherever that spot is, it's different for everybody. So this might be enough, or maybe your forearms come all the way down. Some people like to hang all the way down and get a nice deep stretch. So you decide what's best for your body. One more breath here. And then slowly take that leg, cross it over your other leg. Nice and tall through your spine. Inhale, arms forward and up. And exhale, taking both hands over towards your left side. So one hand's resting on the outside of your thigh. The other hand might be resting on the back of the chair. You're tall through your spine, even though you're twisting through your ribs. Maybe try and keep those collarbones open wide, even though we're twisting. Staying for one more breath. And then slowly come back to center and go ahead and release that leg down. Moving on to the other side, taking that right leg all the way out. And even though your leg is straight, it's always okay to keep a little micro bend in the knee. So once again, hinging from your hip, coming forward, finding that sweet spot for you, making sure that that right foot is flexed, toes towards your shin, and then pausing here, connecting with your breath, staying for a few inhales and exhales to allow the back of the body, the hamstring and the calf muscles to stretch and open up. And once again, if you'd like to bring it further, taking your forearms to the other thigh or walking your hands down your leg, whatever works for you. Staying for one more deep breath. And on your exhale, slowly rising up, coming to a nice, tall, straight back, walking that foot in, and then crossing the right ankle over your left. And once again, if that's too much, just simply crossing your ankles will do as well. So honoring your body. One side feels very different. This is my tight side, so this is a lot harder for me to do this on this side. So honoring your body and only coming as far as what feels okay to you. Hinging from your hips, coming forward, finding that spot, and then pausing once you're here. Keeping that foot flexed. And you might be feeling this in your hip area, maybe a little bit lower than your hip as well. Might be feeling it a little bit in your lower back region as well. Staying for one more breath. And then slowly rise up, crossing that leg over your other leg. Inhale, arms forward and up, really reaching towards the ceiling. And then exhaling over towards your right. So with each breath, think lengthening your spine, and with each exhale, maybe twisting a little bit further into this pose. And notice what happens when you engage your belly a little bit. You might even, when you bring your belly in towards your spine, you might be able to create even further of a twist. One more breath here. And then slowly come back to center and release your legs. Moving back to our left leg, just go ahead and clasp that knee. So you're clasping right below your knee, and bring that leg nice and close to your chest. Now, if this isn't in your practice, you can just go ahead and grab underneath your leg as well. That works, and just bring it up a little bit off of the floor. So whatever works best for you. And we're just gonna do some ankle rolls. Just warming up the ankle joint, bringing some good fluid to that region. And then reverse the direction. Working through some cracks. And now finding a little bit of stillness here. And check in with your spine here, making sure it's nice and tall. Go ahead and release your left hand out. And now give yourself a little challenge and release your right hand out and notice your abs turning on here. It's engaging your core a little bit more. So this might be too challenging, or it might not. If it is, you can go ahead and put one hand back. Let's count slowly to 4. Inhale, nice long breath. Exhaling 2. Inhaling 3. And exhaling 4. Go ahead and lower that side down. Taking that right knee up towards your lifted chest. Doing some ankle rolls in one direction. And then simply reversing the direction. Finding a little bit of stillness here. And then slowly release your right hand. Seeing how that feels. If it's okay and you're feeling strong, go ahead and release your left. Now re-engage your nice tall spine here. Feeling your core turn on, helping holding that knee up. We'll stay for 3 more. So let's inhale, 2, exhale, 3, inhale. Well, we'll try and stay for 4 as we exhale. And then slowly release everything down. Moving on to our hip region. We're gonna go ahead and move back to our left leg and just taking that leg up, either helping it and then opening up. Inhale as you close, exhale as you open. Inhale, and making this last as long as your movement. So as you exhale, you might have to move slowly out. The slower you go, the more muscles that are engaged. 1 last time out, and 1 last time in. Great. Moving on to the other side. Inhale, lifting that knee up a bit, and then opening up, exhale. Inhaling in, exhaling out. 2 more times, bringing it in, and exhaling out. 1 last time in, and 1 last time out. Go ahead and take that side in as well. So, opening up a little bit wider now through the legs. So your toes are out, your heels are in. And when you're sitting like this in this goddess pose, your knees are in line with your ankles and spine is tall. We're gonna start by just doing some stirring the pot with our chest area. So taking a breath in and then slowly lowering so that your left shoulder's coming over towards your right shoulder's coming over towards your left. And then rolling all the way over to your right. Inhale, rising up. And exhaling, taking that right shoulder over towards your left. Rolling over towards your right. Inhale, rising up. And let's do that 2 more times on this side. Moving slowly, moving at your own pace here too. Feeling this all through your spine and maybe through your hip region as well. 1 last time over in this direction. All the way over to your right. Inhale as you rise up. And now we're just gonna reverse direction. So we're gonna take our left shoulder over towards our right and then roll over towards our left. Inhale as you rise up. Exhale as you lower. Once again, making this movement as big or as small as what's okay for you. One side might feel different than the other, and you might have to make the movements a little bit smaller on that side. 1 last time, coming down, over, inhaling as you come up, and then go ahead and release. Keeping wide through your legs, taking your arms out to goddess pose or to cactus. So elbows are back, nice and wide through your collarbones. Taking a breath in and exhaling, slowly coming over to your left. Inhaling center, exhaling over towards your right. Feeling that crunch on your right side and that separation of ribs on your left. Inhale center, exhaling over towards your left. Rising up and over towards your right. Rising up 1 more time, opening up wide through those elbows, bringing them behind your body. And then exhaling, taking those elbows close to each other. Inhale, opening up wide. Exhale, feeling those shoulder blades separate from each other. One last time, nice and wide. And slowly release. Walking your hands, or letting your hands down. Heel toe your feet towards each other. And we're gonna do a little bit of chair pose. So you have two options. Some people like to have their feet nice together, crunching your legs together as though you're creating one, or else you can keep like a hip distance apart. So let's go ahead, you can choose which way you prefer. Let's hinge forward, spine nice and straight, and let's take our hands to heart center. Taking a breath in here, and as you exhale, take that right elbow over towards that left leg. Now make a fist, resting that elbow on your thigh, make a fist with that hand, and then take your left hand and clasp it over. Now use that as a little bit of a lever, and see if you can create even more of a twist on this side. Twisting out your organs a little bit. One more breath. And then prayer hands come back to center, nice and tall through your spine. Inhale in, hinging forward, and then exhaling, taking that left elbow over towards your right, making a fist with that left hand, and then clasping that fist with your right. Now using that as a little bit of a lever, if it feels okay, to get a little further in this twist. One more breath. And then slowly come back to center. Inhale, arms forward and up for sitting chair, reaching through your fingertips while you're pressing into those feet. Just notice that the more you press it down into the feet, the more you activate all of your legs. All the muscles are turning on, reaching through your fingertips. And as you exhale, slowly lower your chest down to your thighs. And inhale your arms up behind you. So your palms are up towards the ceiling. Maybe feeling this a little bit in your tricep area. Inhale, slowly lowering arms down. And exhale as you rise all the way up. And inhale, coming back to prayer center. Take a breath in. Exhale, hinging forward. Inhale, arms forward and up. And then slowly, once again, exhale, allowing your chest to rest on your thighs. Inhale, arms all the way up behind you if it feels okay. Exhale, slowly lowering arms down. And inhale, rising all the way up. And exhale, coming to prayer. Nicely done. So now we're going to get up for a little bit. So, moving that chair to one direction. So let's go ahead and move it to your right side. And we're going to face your chair. So if you want to keep the blanket here, you can, or you can move it off to the side. So here we are, nice tall spine. We're standing in Tadasana, so our ankles are in line with our hips are in line with our shoulder. Inhale, arms all the way up. And exhale, coming to prayer. Let's do it again. Inhaling up. But this time, take hold of that left wrist. Reaching that left fingers up. And then exhale, reaching those left hands over towards your right side. So you're getting a little lateral bend in this standing position. Ardha Chandrasana. One more breath here. And then slowly release both fingers up towards the ceiling. Inhale, reaching. And exhale, taking hold of that right wrist and reaching over your left side for a little lateral bend. One more breath. And release both hands down towards your chair. So getting ready to do a little downward dog, simply resting your palms on the chair and walking back slowly until you can feel a little stretch through your arms, and then bringing a bend to your knees, raising your tailbone up towards the ceiling, head in line with arms, and just being here for a moment. Really getting this all body stretch, feeling the stretch through your arms, feeling the stretch through the back of your legs, engaging your belly, and enjoying this, really just soaking up this pose because it's such a good stretch for our whole entire body. One more deep inhale here. Exhale, letting go. And on your next inhale, slowly start rising, walking yourself back towards the front of the chair. So from here, your right foot is going to stay close to the back of the chair, and your left foot's going to come behind you. So your stance is wide enough, but not too wide. You want to keep that back foot completely grounded. You don't want to have your heel raised. If your heel's raised, you have to come closer. So when you look down, you have that nice heel-to-heel alignment, if that feels okay. If it doesn't feel okay, you can widen your stance. But assuming this feels okay, back is tall, go ahead and take a bend into that front leg. And you might have to play around with this a little bit, because when you bend that leg, you want to make sure that knee is still in line with your ankle. So if that knee's coming way over your ankle, then you have to widen your stance a little bit. So finding that sweet spot, and then walking your right hip back a little bit and your left hip forward a little bit, just so that they're a little bit more square. Inhale, one arm up towards the ceiling, and your other hand, doesn't matter which one, can stay touching the chair, or maybe you'd like to challenge yourself and raise that hand up as well. Wherever you are, engage your belly, knit your ribs in, feeling that nice groundness through that back leg. One more breath here, and then slowly release your arms, straighten that front leg. Go ahead and bend back in, and then simply straighten up. Inhale, bending one last time into that front knee, and exhale, release. Walking that front foot back and coming to a nice downward dog one more time. Noticing the difference that you might be feeling with just having worked one leg in this pose, in this warrior one pose. One more breath here. And then slowly rise up, walking toward your chair again. And this time, taking your left leg close to the chair, taking your right leg back, and making sure you have that nice alignment, grounding that back leg, especially the outer edge of that back foot, and then bending into the front leg. Thinking about what your hips are doing, maybe that front hip coming back just a little bit, and that back hip coming forward just a tiny bit as well. Keeping the bend in the knee, inhaling one arm up towards the ceiling, pausing here, engaging your belly, knitting your ribs in, and then seeing how you're feeling. If you're feeling grounded, go ahead and play with the other hand. Maybe both hands rise up. Maybe one hand stays lightly on the chair for balance. You decide what works best for you. One more breath in Warrior One, a strong pose. And then slowly straighten that front leg. Release your hands down to your chair. Inhale, bending into that leg 2 more times. Exhale, straightening that front leg. One last bend in. And straighten. And this time, walk the back foot in to meet the front. And just take a moment here to pedal out a little bit. So keeping the chair where it is right now, we're gonna open up to a Warrior Two. So keeping your right foot close to the chair, we're gonna open up wide through your legs. So the right leg, your knee and your toes are pointing at the chair. Your back foot's on a little bit of an angle. Now we'll just start by simply bending into that knee. So you want to, once again, adjust where you need to, making sure that knee is in line with the ankle. And if you need to move that foot a little bit forward to make that happen, go ahead and do that. And now think about your hip crease all the way. If you bring your hand all the way down to your inner thigh to that knee, think about the direction you want that knee to go, out towards the little toes rather than collapsing in the opposite direction. So here we have our Warrior Two legs. Let's just inhale, straightening that front leg. Exhaling, releasing down. One last time, straightening up. And one last time, down, holding this pose. Now, if you're feeling grounded, go ahead and raise that back arm. If that feels super easy, see what happens when you raise your front arm. Now, here you are in your Warrior Two, reaching through your fingertips, bending through that front leg, feeling that stretch through your inner thigh, grounding through the outer edge of that back foot. Gaze looking out over those front fingertips. One more breath, and then slowly release. Pointing all toes forward. Inhale, arms nice and wide. And then exhale as you drop down towards your left for shooting star, fallen star. Inhale back to center. And exhale over towards your right. Inhale back to center and exhale hands down. So we have to do Warrior Two on the other side to keep us even. So now, I don't know if you guys need to move the chair at home, but so I don't have my back to you, I have to move mine. So left toes close to chair. Right foot opening up nice and wide. Right foot's on a little bit of an angle, making sure the outer edge of that back foot is grounded. And then finding a little bend in the front knee. So your knee and your toes are all pointing in the same direction. And once again, maybe taking your hand and just really opening up, suggesting where you want that knee to go, out rather than in. And then being here for a moment, taking a breath in. Exhale, straightening the leg. Inhale, bending into that Warrior Two legs. Exhale, straight. One last time, bending into that leg. And then open up your back arm, getting ready for that Warrior Two. And if you're feeling balance, reaching through both fingertips, bringing your gaze over those left fingers. Warrior Two. And always feel free to lower that front hand to the chair if you're feeling a little off balance. One more breath here. And slowly straighten both legs, bringing all toes forward. And let's do one more. Inhale, arms all the way out. And this time, exhale, dropping to the right, reaching your left hand up while you're reaching your right hand down. Inhale, coming back to center, and exhale in the opposite direction. Inhale, center, and exhale, release. Heel toe your feet in towards each other. And we'll just do one balancing exercise. I think we have time for a quick one. We have to do at least one balancing every time we're together. So let's go ahead and really ground through your left foot. So you're really pressing all four corners of your left foot into the mat. You're lifting your kneecap, engaging your quad. Now you can hold on to the chair if you'd like to. Just simply start by putting all the weight in your left leg and take your right knee up. Any amount, it doesn't really matter. Now from here, you can play with this a little bit. Maybe you take your right hand out, and depending on how you're feeling here, maybe release, just even if you release a little bit off of the chair. Trying to find a little bit of balance. One more breath, and slowly release. Pedal it out just a moment, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So this time we're thinking about our foot, our right foot really pressing into the mat, engaging our quads, and then simply putting all the weight on the right side and lifting the left knee, whatever amount feels okay. And you can play with this. Maybe you want to bring your hands to prayer. Maybe you want to bring your hands out. Maybe you have your fingertips really close to the chair to help you just in case you need it. Maybe you're pressing on the chair to help with your balance. Whatever way, find your balance. And the best way to do balance is to find a focal point, a drishti, about 5 feet in front of you, something that's not moving. One more breath, and then go ahead and release that side as well, pedaling it out. Nicely done. So go ahead and we worked a lot today. We worked a lot with our legs and our twisting. So you all earned a nice Shavasana. Take this time to come to whatever Shavasana you enjoy most. So if you need to add a sweater or maybe some socks if your toes are cold, finding a position, whether you choose to be supine, laying down, sitting on your chair. Some people like to lay down and put their feet on their legs on the chair. Take the moment to do whatever you'd like, because I can't see you, so you can do anything you want. Whatever way is going to bring you the most amount of stillness and relaxation. So, assuming that you found that while I was talking, and in case you haven't, we'll just start before Shavasana by doing a quick little body scan once again. So starting with the crown of your head, and just visualizing your breath working towards that direction. Maybe noticing as you work through this body scan any changes. Maybe you might have been feeling a little bit of tension, maybe now you don't. Just simply noticing any changes as you go from the crown of your head all the way to your shoulders. Relaxing your shoulders once again. Bringing your awareness to your breath. Making sure that your inhales are slow and steady, as well as your exhales. Making your way down to your hips. Feeling that grounding sensation of the chair underneath you, or the the mat underneath you if you're laying down. Making your way down to your knees and bringing that breath awareness all the way down to your feet. Before we go into Shavasana, let's take one long inhale, starting from your feet, bringing that breath all the way up to the crown of your head. And one long exhale, slowly releasing the breath, letting go of everything. Feeling that heaviness in your body, melting into your chair or melting into your mat. Keeping your eyes closed and taking the next couple of minutes to enjoy your Shavasana. And slowly starting to bring a little bit of attention back into the room, maybe wiggling your toes. If you're in the supine position, making your way over towards your side. And slowly pausing here for a moment. If you're in your chair, you can pause here too. And just take a moment those good feelings. You showed up here today to do something good for yourself. Thanking this body who got us through this practice, this heart that keeps beating, these legs that keep walking, these lungs that keep breathing, and this mind that keeps thinking, even though it's hard to focus with these sirens going off. Let's end by taking one long inhale, reaching our arms up towards the ceiling, taking in all of that joy. And exhale, releasing your hands down by your side, letting go of something that no longer serves you. We'll do that one more time. Inhaling, reaching, taking in all the joy. And exhale, letting something go. Taking your hands to prayer center, a slight bow with your head. The light in me honors and sees the light in you. Namaste. And thank you for joining me. I hope I didn't work you guys too hard today. You're both on mute, so I can't tell if I worked you too hard.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. How did that feel, Dale? Was that a little too hard, or was that okay?
No, it was absolutely okay for me.
Okay, good. How about you, Marcia?
The only thing I had trouble with is I got too much chub in the middle to get my elbow to my thigh, when we put our wrist like that.
Yep.
So I was thinking maybe next time I need a little pillow or a little something to allow me to get that pressure, because I couldn't get the pressure.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I bet a little pillow just over, or just don't even come as far. Just even if you just get a little twist, just a little.
The twist wasn't the problem, was the chubby tummy.
Oh.
It didn't allow me to get down close enough to my thigh.
Right,
So
right.
If you could fix that, Serena, I'd be so happy.
Boy, I wish I had the magic pill for that. I would love it. All right, guys.
Serena, I was going to tell you, your voice and your pace and your directions are spot on. I thought you really did a good job. I like it.
Thank you, Dale. It's nice to hear that, because especially with Zoom, it's just so hard to tell if you're moving at the right pace when you can't really see. So thank you.
It was perfect. I actually it slid it through my mind how I used to suffer in some of the classes with Gailey, because she was an assertive lady, and I really wasn't. My body wasn't meant for assertiveness, and
Right.
And how nice this was.
Good. Perfect.
That this worked so well.
Oh, well, I love to hear the positive feedback. All right.
It's all positive, Serena. Thank you very much.
Good. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Hey, Marcia.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.